Good afternoon, my wonderful 573 subscribers. Yesterday it was brought to my attention by you about the pricing, the page count. How can you work out how many pages you're allowed or permitted when you're using premium colour, standard colour, black and white, a hardcover? Because people have actually uploaded or tried to publish their books, and let's say they've had a page count of 72 and they've tried to create a hardcover book, and the minimum for that is 75. So they've gone to all that trouble first and then been told they can't have that, so then they've got to make changes. So it'd be better to know where you stand before you try to publish a book. So that's what this video is about today. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at some page counts, what you are permitted and what you're not, the minimum size and the maximum size. So we'll start with this, which is paperback, black and white, and premium colour. So for black and white or premium colour, the minimum amount of pages you can have is 24. The maximum is 828. Now, there doesn't appear to be any restriction on the book sizes, as in 8.5 by 8.5 or 6 by 9 or 8.5 by 11 or 5 by 8. There doesn't seem to be any restriction in that regard. Now, the only way of actually finding that out for sure, because Amazon aren't giving that away, is by going through the motions with your book. But at the same time, it shouldn't be an issue, because Amazon haven't said it's an issue. It's not in their literature that it's an issue. So you can, me personally, I would safely say that I can choose any number of sizes as long as they fit with these. Now, the minimum size, like I say, for black and white, premium colour, is 24 pages and 828 pages for the maximum. I'll put all these details in the description, and I'll put a link to a calculator for you too. Now, if we look at this, which is paperback, standard colour, the minimum amount of pages we can have for that is 72 pages. It's funny because it's a big difference from the premium colour, which is a minimum of 24, or standard colour, a minimum of 72. But these can really mess people up. The colour differences, the pages allowed, can mess people's whole plan up. You know, it can be, it can set them right back to the drawing board, if you like, and to come up with a new design. It can be that serious. And nobody wants to mess about with the book once they've finished it. You know, you don't want to have to trim this or add that or remove some. You just want it to go on. So paperback, standard colour, minimum 72 pages, maximum 600 pages. So that's a big difference from 24 pages to 828 pages for black and white and premium colour, but it is what it is. And lastly, we'll look at hardcover. So hardcover books, the minimum is 75 pages. Now, you can appreciate that because straight away you've got some weight on a hardcover book, and the binding, and they're only really just starting out with this hardcover side of the business. So maybe things will change in the future, but as it stands, 550 pages is a lot. You know, it's a heck of a lot, and few books will, self-published books will reach that that want to go into hardcover. So the minimum is 75 pages. Now, That's for premium colour only for hardcover. You can't use standard colour. So these sizes here, they should be helpful to you in themselves. But what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little look at a calculator. Again, I'll put a link in the description so you can get straight to this. You don't have to log in. You don't have to be part of Amazon's KDP program to use this calculator. But it's obviously intended for use on that platform. So just to check things out and to double check, let me give you an example. We'll go with Paperback. We'll go with standard colour. We'll go with a page count of 32, which is pretty typical for a children's book. See, as you notice here, there's no sizes of books. It's just sort of conditions, a few little variables here. Choose your marketplace, and we'll go with .com. And I want to show you something in a second. We'll go with .com, and we'll put in a list price. Let's just put 10 for now. And calculate. Now straight away here at the bottom, we've got paperback page count for standard colour can't be less than 72, which is what I was mentioning earlier. And you can just double check your books with this calculator. So although I'll put the details of what you can and can't do regarding page count in the description, this calculator will be pretty handy for you. Just to double check, if you're thinking about how many pages or your colour, go to this calculator, enter the details, and it will tell you whether you can or can't. And people have messed up with this one. I have done myself when I first started, working out how many, and then I was knocked back. I was thinking, well, why was I knocked back? Well, because I hadn't gone with premium colour. And let's recalculate that. That's fine. Here's at the bottom here, list price, which is what I put in as 10. And the minimum list price I can sell it for is 608. And the estimated royalty for this book is $2.35. So that's quite handy. It's a handy little thing to work out how much you really want for your royalties. You can set your price then. But yeah, it's also helpful for working out your page count. So what else can we do? Well, let's look at black and white. And I'll put in a page count of 1,000 pages. And we'll calculate it. And it says it there, you can't have less than 24 or greater than 828. So this is great. This is a great way of doing exactly what I was telling you about the measurements before, the sizes before. Now, interestingly, it's not equal for every country. If I go to standard colour and I pick 72 pages, which is permitted minimum for most countries or most regions, if I go to Australia and calculate, it says standard colour paperbacks are currently unavailable at amazon.com.au in Australia. So that's interesting because I couldn't find that issue anywhere else. So maybe they're just sort of gearing up in that process, or maybe they don't want to go standard colour. They just want one set thing there. Or maybe they haven't updated this, but it's up to Amazon to keep everybody updated with things. If there's an issue there, then that's really down to them. But if I go with premium colour, and I go with, say, 32 pages, everything's fine. There's not really any point in even talking too much about ebooks because there's no paper size. It is what it is. It's, you know, it'll expand and contract and whatever to the electronic device it's being viewed on. So it really doesn't matter with ebooks. You know, you can. I don't actually know if there's a limit to pages in ebook. To be honest, and maybe that's something I should look at again, or maybe look at yourself. But the calculator is only for paperback. So I hope that helps and gets a few of you out of a couple of scrapes before they happen.